Okay, hi everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. We have
Good evening, Ethel. Good evening.
we have just gone live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Stiletto Foodie show. This is a debut. It's been a debut in the making for quite a long time now, because I was all set, and then the lockdown happens, and the lockdowns happen, and the lockdowns happen, and nothing could take off because, as we know, everybody was busy, kind of, figuring out what to do and how to move on forward with their lockdown lives. But anyway, we are here today with some exceptionally homebred talent, as I call them. Um, uh, Thanks to the lockdown and thanks to the pandemic, these three chefs found their true calling to kind of, get just get back into their kitchens, figure out how do I reinvent myself, what do I do, with the gift and the talent that I have, and how do I make a living out of it, or how do I entertain. So I'm very kind of happy to bring them and showcase them today in my the full Stiletto Foodie show, and take it across Malaysia, take it across India, and the rest of the people and my friends who are logging in. So I'm going to wait. Let's wait for some time till everybody is kind of figuring out which handle do I get into. So there are some guests onto this platform too. Why don't you go directly to the Stiletto Foodie page on Facebook and log in there directly to watch it live. Right. Good. So I think we're going to kind of just, get going and add everybody else to the feed, and let's begin the show. So, hi everyone. Is everyone here with me?
Hi, Ethel.
Hi.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Good
Hi, Mark.
evening.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi,
Good evening.
Mark. Great to have
Hello.
you. Great to have you onto the Stiletto Foodie show. Hi, Antoine. We finally meet each other online after all the back and forth calls that we've had. Antoine, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, has been featured in my book, The Stiletto Foodie, which is right now on Amazon, available worldwide. Some great reviews are happening internationally, right from Dubai to the US, from Paris, from, of course, India, and the 12 ambassadors from Malaysia. Antoine is one of them. Have got such lovely praises coming. So, Antoine, I think the pandemic worked in your favor.
It has indeed. It has
Did,
indeed.
right?
We'll talk about it later, but
Yes,
obviously,
of course, yes.
the last 12 months have been quite interesting.
Yes, and I'm really happy to also introduce Christine Chen from Labuan.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Christine.
everyone. Hi.
Thank you for joining and making the time for the Stiletto Foodie show. I've been enjoying your pastries, and I think what you also do, between multitasking with your day job, and also
Yeah.
then going back home and creating these lovely desserts. They are called Treats by Chris. Treats by
Yes.
Chris, correct? Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
And making sure that everybody in Labuan has a great celebration with your dessert. So welcome on board. Welcome on board.
Yeah. Hi. Hi. Thank you.
Yes. So this is Christine's first time ever on a live format,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I've
My
told
first
her
time.
that she'll do a fantastic job because I think she's already such a natural. So welcome, Christine. And let's take this going. So Mark, Mark, I think you have quite an interesting story to share with us today, because you've also had I think you've also been a casualty of the pandemic, and through the casualty, you also figured out your true calling as well, and now it's out there to the general public, and it's called Bold Men Curries. Had such a fantastic name.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, yeah. So let's talk about bold men curries.
By the way,
I, I, yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Antoine.
So we have two bald men with us.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, correct. So, Mark, tell us about bald men curries and how it all happened.
Okay. Thank you, Ethel, for once again inviting us, Ballman Curries, and also myself, Mark. Highly appreciate it, right? Thank you. And yeah, how we started it and how I started it. I mean, I was actually lying down on my couch one day. It was a Sunday, 3 weeks ago, and I just woke up, yeah, and I said, I've got to do this, yeah. And why? Because yeah, my company just said, hey, X amount was for last month's salary deduction in July. You do not
Right.
have any income, so on and so forth. How long does this happen? We do not know. So
Yes.
I just said, okay. So I just woke up from my couch. I said, let's do this. So one of my friends is also bald. And my younger brother who's bald, Antoine, you know Luke. Yeah. So yeah. So and so I said, okay, uh, we did not come up with a name. So I said, I want to do this. I want to do home cooking. I want to reach out to people. I want to share what my late grandmother has actually taught me in the kitchen. You know, I mean,
Mm,
when I was young, I used to just irritate her and run there. And then she was like, stop doing this. If you want to come into the kitchen, please go behind and do the rubbing. I mean, the grinding of the whole rempah. The rempah means the curry paste.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I used to okay, fine, and then she used to give me 20 cents for doing that. 20 cents at that time was a lot of money.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I said, okay, fine. So I used to do that. Yeah, of course, the onions is to make me cry and everything. I was like, I hate this. And she goes like, okay, if you hate this, go down and go and buy some chicken. I said, how do
Mm.
I know how to buy chicken? I mean, I was like 10, 11. So I go
Okay.
down and buy chicken. So that's when I knew, oh, this is the cuts of chicken and everything. So I said,
Yes.
okay, so since I had that in mind, so when I woke up, I said, okay, I want to do this. I want to give this tribute to my late grandmother, to what
Mm.
I know. So whatever cuisine I'm doing, it's not restaurant, but it's home-based cooking to what I've enjoyed, my family has enjoyed.
Wow.
So I said,
Okay.
okay, so let's do this. I said,
Mm.
and our heritage of cooking, if you don't mind me sharing, it's actually Goan Portuguese.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So yes.
home territory. That's home territory
Yeah.
from.
So yeah, my family is Goan Portuguese. So that's where we actually I've learned my cuisine. I learned my cooking, and yeah, I mean from Vindaloo to Sakuti to everything. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, right now we are just operating from a small kitchen. So yeah, so I said okay, Ballman Curries. Let's do this on 20 packs and done.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Lovely. So I've seen some very gorgeous looking photographs. I've yet to taste it because, and that's a date we are setting once I'm back in Kuala Lumpur to kind of
sure.
sit down, yeah, and have a great meal with you. But I
Sure.
love the name, and I love the fact that Mark, as we move on into into our stories, is how each one has found their own soul, as like their own traditional soul learned from their mom or grandmom or grandfather, and kind of got the ancestors and their and home traditions to also come and celebrate, which brings me
Mm.
to Antoine. Your journey has been superb because I've followed your journey for quite some time. I think since last year, somewhere July, August, correct? That 29 home cooked
Correct.
food start. I think I was one of the first ones to kind of really have this like a home basket that came home, and I gorged on it. I absolutely gorged on it. It was
Nice.
fantastic. It was fantastic. It was so true to its soul. It was so home, if you know what I'm saying. And I actually even had leftovers kept for the next day because my mom always told me that food kept the next day kind of pickles in a little bit more into everything else and tastes even better, which is exactly what I did. So over to you, Antoine. Let's hear the entire 29 food story.
Thanks, Ethel. First of all, as Max said, thank you very much for having us here tonight. It's awesome. It's an awesome opportunity. I gotta say though, I mean, it's really nice to hear Mark, which I've known for donkey years, by the way. But
Antoine.
it's really
That's
nice
right.
to hear. It's really nice to hear Mark talk about family heritage, because it is the essence of 29 food. You know, the
Yes.
thing is, especially with French food, there is a reputation about French food that it is very expensive and very little in the plate. Well, we are slightly different. We're not three-star Michelin French food. Don't get me wrong. Huh? It's no like. I mean, it's a one-man show in the kitchen. Okay, so, but what I bring to the table, what I bring to our customers, is basically the traditional family food that I was raised with, and that I'm cooking and sharing with our customers. So I totally can relate with Mark when he says that he was in the kitchen with his grandmother, and all this, because I was the same. And so the thing is, you know, I mean, there are lots of French restaurants around Kuala Lumpur, but I've always had this nagging feeling of, why do I go to a French restaurant and where I can cook it as well. I'm not saying better. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I'm not trying to argue with anybody here or to make enemies, but
Correct.
I can do it. Or, you know, sometimes I was missing some particular dishes from my childhood, and I could not find them on the menu. So that's where it all started. I was retrenched during the first MCO. I was heading a digital marketing company,
Okay.
and the first MCO took a toll on us, and I was retrenched. And after a couple of weeks of enjoying life and all this, it came
Right.
to a point where I got bored. And my wife, literally, who's Malaysian, she's from Sarawak. My wife literally kicked me in the butt to do something, and we started these 29 home cooked foods. We started with
Okay.
pate.
Wow.
We started with simple stuff. We started with pates,
Hmm.
and in about 24 hours, we had sold about 70 jars of chicken liver pate.
Wow.
And people were asking about, do you have more? Do you have a menu? Do you have, you know? And next thing I know, it's 40.
Which, by the way, Antoine, the liver pate it's fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're also getting comments. We're also getting comments from our guests saying, someone saying, "Go Antoine, go."
The thing is, you know, we started with pates, chicken liver pates, which is simple but hearty and traditional. Next thing I know, 48 hours later, we have a 43 different dishes menu available. You know, so that's quite interesting. And then after that, we moved on to private dining, private lunches. We worked a lot with the wine pairing, the wine connoisseur club of Malaysia. We did some wine pairing events. I mean, it's a little bit of it's a little bit overwhelming, to be honest with you, because if you had asked me about a year and a half ago, where do you see yourself in a year and a half, I would have told you I'm still heading this digital marketing company. You know, I would have never thought that I would be wearing a chef shirt or an apron and make a living out of my cooking, because cooking for me has always been a passion. It was
Correct.
nothing commercial, you know.
And you have many fans. From our live feed, we can see that you have many of your friends and fans have also logged in, and they're all very complimenting you. Well done, Antoine. Yeah, well done. It's such a short time. Yeah, great fan following. As I said, I completely vouch because I've eaten, and I know that the evolution of what you're doing also, with your home, your home soirees, as we call it, right? Have also become very popular because in between we also tried collaborating with my Stiletto Foodie soirees as well, and inshallah, I'm hoping that we still can, kind of knock one out of the park before December 2021 ends. Fingers crossed on that. Fingers crossed on that. Which brings us to Christine. Christine, let us hear your story. Hi. Let's hear your story. I mean, Treats by Chris. What is all about?
Yeah.
What is all that about, and how did it start?
Okay, thank you, Ethel, for having us here to joining the live show. And yeah,
You're welcome.
my journey of Treats by Chris was started last year. Also, need thanks to this pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah, which made me can multitasking, work from home,
Hmm.
and yeah, work for my daily job as well. Okay, this cheesecake it's actually inspired me through the um last year very famous of the burnt cheesecake recipe which I used to look for. Yeah,
Right.
and then I started up this journey slowly, which in the between of that, I also got my support from my families and friends, which
Hmm.
after they have tested and they said that I can try for it to
Right.
go on for my little small business. Yeah. So by the time onwards, I have started since I think June
June,
2020. Yeah.
June
Up
2020.
until now, it's been 1 year already.
All right.
Yeah.
And I think it is sold in Labuan itself, right? For Labuan market.
Um, Initially, I started this business at KK, Kota Kinabalu, Sabah.
All
Yeah,
right.
because my previous working experience was there. And then after that, I moved here, Labuan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I continue my business here. And eventually, the support looks fine and quite good from my
Hmm.
customers' feedbacks. So
Okay.
yeah, I decided to continue here though. Yeah.
Okay. And I must share this. So I've been here in Labuan, I think for a month and a half, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been discovering such awesome local food in Labuan, which is so different from food, in mainland Kuala Lumpur, because I think
Mm-hmm.
Labuan has a lot of Indonesian influences. So the nasi campur is where I completely enjoy that because it has a lot of pork that is used into the food that I'm eating right now in Labuan. And I kind of when I was talking to friends back in Kuala Lumpur, who, by the way, are Malaysians and who have never traveled to Labuan. So they are missing such a gorgeous island, you know, and the island has such lovely food to offer. So the idea is also to kind of, contribute to this lovely territory, federal territory, correct? And see
Yes.
all the kind of, all the seafood hotspots that I had the pleasure of, dining at. Most of the restaurant owners now know me, correct? And I've been telling them, oh my God, I really wish that, that more Malaysians or locals from Kuala Lumpur, mainland, actually take the trouble of flying to Labuan and eating the local food here. So well done, Christine. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah, I think
much.
yeah, I think it's your way of kind of also saying, hey, I'm doing something, for my little state as well. Great. So, gentlemen and lady, I think what I've been hearing from such inspirational stories of how each one of you has started also offers encouragement to so many who have found their second calling or their second innings, unfortunately, on account of the pandemic, and now have kind of gone out there to make them into full-time jobs too. So let's it's a silver lining, and I think it's a rainbow at the end of the dark cloud that we have all of you guys doing such fantastic food and putting it all out there. So cheers to Mark, cheers to Antoine, and cheers to
Thank you,
Christine for
man.
doing them. Yeah,
Thank you.
yes, well done, really well done. I think the idea of the Stiletto Foodie show is also kind of to find out less known talent and put them out there in a very public space. So let's figure out what each one of you today has to showcase today. So Mark, what do you have to showcase today and show as your signature or your top dish for today to our audiences who are logging in?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Okay, today is actually what we call in Ballman Curries. It's called seafood, as in SEEFOOD, seafood. Yeah. So,
Okay.
so seafood means seafood. So this is actually the dish. If you can see here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So we actually have the nasi basmati. okay, which we
Yeah.
cook, and then we have actually fish, and then of course we've got the veggie of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I load, I mean, this is my personal favorite, which is actually the pickles. We can see it here.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
very nice one. Yeah. So these pickles are actually not served straight to anyone, but if you want it on the side, we can definitely do it for you.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this one is actually a very staple dish since I was young. So there's a lot of flavors actually involved in it, where
Mm.
there's definitely going to be dried chili. There's definitely going to be lemongrass, turmeric, and so on
Mm.
and so forth. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So on top of that, this is actually a very nice dish. It's spicy, but not that spicy. But you get a
Mm-hmm.
balance of sweetness, which it comes naturally. Which I actually don't use sugar. Actually, I
Yeah.
actually use
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually use raisins.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Which you think
Yeah.
is an alternative to sugar?
Yes.
Because I've also realized that there's so much of sugar and oil used in Malaysian food, right? Uh,
Exactly. It's too
yes,
much.
yes, completely. And when I talk to, like especially I like eating out at the local mamaks, and I actually make it a point to go up to them and ask them, why are you drowning your food in oil? I mean, I would like to eat more. I don't want to die so soon. you know and I think it is for them, it is it is a given that yes, there's going to be oil, and yes, there's going to be sugar, correct? So, and that's how we are, um, we have Uma here, Uma, who's online, and she's saying hi. Hi, Uma, thank you for joining in. And you also, have great taste in food, I know that. I should get you sometime, on board for one of our shows. So, Uma, thank you for coming in live with us. Yes, like Mark was saying, there is sugar in his dish. And Mark, tell me what does the dish say to you?
Okay, this dish is actually definitely, I mean, from our definitely from all our heritage. So
Hmm.
this is, I would say, is a Portuguese dish. Meaning to be, when I say Portuguese, it's not Portuguese, but it's
Okay.
actually from Malacca Eurasian style.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so these are actually a dish like where we eat for lunch, we eat for dinner. So
Okay.
that's why I'm actually doing lunch. So like you can actually enjoy it, and I mean the whole experience from it, and what you actually have is actually it's a very mouth bursting, full of flavors. I mean, you get spicy, you get a bit salty, you get a bit soury, vinegary. So yeah, and then a bit of a umami on that.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
these are all local ingredients. None of it I do. How would I say? On the upper scale. Actually, my lemongrass and all are all grown here in my small balcony.
Okay, all right. So,
Mm.
Yeah.
which means it's completely home sourced, literally.
It's all home sauce. It's all home cooked.
Wow, correct. Can you
Yeah.
see the dish again? Can you show us the
Yeah.
dish
Sure.
now?
Sure. Sure. Here you go again. So that's the
Oh,
main dish. That's the
wow.
rice, and then I will just lift up the pickle.
Yes.
So there you go.
Oh,
You
that
know
looks
this
so good.
pickle. This pickle. I mean, Ethel. I think maybe you can relate to me. You know, during Christmas, especially going Portuguese, we used to do the pickles. You know, the ones the long green chili stuffed with papayas and everything.
Okay, so the papaya I don't know, because I
Yeah.
think probably the Goa version is very different, because I know pickled chili
Yeah.
in salt and vinegar, which is like
Yep,
very,
yep. It's
very popular.
it's similar to that. It's similar.
All right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you price it as?
Oh, this on Fridays are only at 18 ringgit. So what comes with 18 ringgit is
Hmm.
actually a basmati, which is actually the rice. So the
Okay.
main seafood dish, vegetables of the day. I will change the vegetables of the day depending.
Hmm.
I mean it's home cooked. Yeah, there's nothing
Yes,
stagnant, right? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
sometimes it could be brinjal, sometimes it could be mixed carrots with whatever, or maybe long beans. Yeah, this is up to me.
Hmm.
I mean, it's up to the house,
Yeah.
right?
That's good.
Then of course it comes to the main dish, and total is only very affordable, 18 ringgit minus
Okay.
delivery. Because anything due to the EMCO, I can
Okay.
only do free delivery
Right.
within Subang, USJ, and also Sunway, which is actually done by my team and myself. Anything
Okay.
out of that, anything out of that, we it has to be via Lala Move, and yeah.
All right. Wow. So, Christine, friends
Yes.
from Labuan are joining in. So, Mimi is online and she's saying, "Hi, Ethel, Mimi here. Great show." So Mimi is another home chef, and she does some fabulous, food, which I will also, get her on
Mm.
board. So, Mimi, thank you for
Nice,
joining in. Thank you. Yes, more
nice.
power to Labuan.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining in. Great. So, how big or how long is your menu, Mark, for under Ballman Curries?
Okay, Bowman Curries, we do actually Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Currently, due to, because one is, I mean, as we all, I mean, the three of us here, Antoine and also Christine, I mean, we operating from from our house
Yeah, home cooked.
individually.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, home cook, right? So, with the capacity of what I have, I limit my menu because I want to
Hmm.
deliver. I want to ensure quality is coming up.
Right.
So I only do lunch at the present moment. As you know, we started 3 weeks ago. Ballman Curries.
Yes,
So
it's very nice.
I limit it to 20 packs for lunch. So
Okay.
yeah. So I'm doing from Monday to Friday.
So it's very curated, and I think that way because you've just started, so you kind of will get. If you have any kind of teething problem, this is the time to sort it out and stuff. Correct?
Correct. You're right. You're right. Absolutely right, Ethel.
Right. Antoine, what do we have from you today? I think a lot of our audience, I can see from the chat, is just waiting to see what you
Antoine, my man, Antoine.
Well,
Yes.
I'm gonna show you a dish, and if there's any French people connected tonight, they're not gonna recognize it actually because I'm presenting you a dish called the pot au feu, which literally means pot on fire.
Pot on
And
fire. I
yes,
like
and
that.
so I'll show you how I plated it, which is not the way it's supposed to look like. But it's basically this is our fine dining setting. All right. So
Wow.
basically, what you have here
That
is
Wow.
looks good.
cabbage and parsley. Then you have carrots. Then you have beef, carrot again, and potato. And everything is surrounded with a beef broth. Okay.
Mm,
So,
Mm.
that looks
but
Wow.
good.
Yummy.
let me tell
Really.
you more about that dish actually, because this is the quintessence. I mean, some chef, some proper chef, like 3-star Michelin chef back in France, said that this pot on fire is the quintessence of gastronomic yet family cuisine, French cuisine. Uh,
Mm,
this is a dish that is shared all over France. I mean, it's not like from the north, from the south, or everybody in France knows pot au feu. And
yes. Yeah.
the good thing about this, the great thing about this dish is that it is shared by the rich and the poor. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter your level of income. It doesn't matter who you are.
Hmm.
Pot au feu is a traditional dish, and if you have a family reunion, pot au feu will be
On the
on the menu.
table.
You know,
Okay.
the thing
Wow.
is,
Yeah.
usually you have big pots, three big pots on the table. One big
Mm-hmm.
pot with the meat, one big pot with the vegetables, and one big pot with the broth, and everybody
Wow.
digs in. Okay,
Wow.
so
And then you serve yourself as per
yes,
your
absolutely. Absolutely.
wow.
And this dish brings me back to my childhood, actually. I mean, I was born and raised in Paris, but
Hmm.
my family is from Normandy. And we
Yes.
used to have a home. I mean, we used to have a house there. And lucky enough, in our kitchen, we had a wood fire oven.
Okay.
And
Wow.
in the
That's
morning,
lovely.
being a teenager and all that, you wake up. You don't wake up early in the morning. You wake up late in the morning. And I would wake up with the flavors of this pot on fire, pot au feu,
Oh
cooking.
God, wow.
simmering. My mom or my grandmother would have put this thing to simmer since 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up around 10 or 11 or whatever, and the house just smells of
Oh
this
my
flavor,
God. I
and
can
it's
imagine.
awesome. It's just brilliant. And the longer you cook it, the better it is. And
Yes.
I go back to what you were saying earlier about keeping the food, overnight or one day and then consume it a day later. This
Hmm.
is the typical dish where you have to do that.
Okay, wow. So Antoine, yeah, I can see my tongue is going into overdrive right now. Because I can imagine, having like a nice chunky piece of bread and
Wow.
scooping it all up. I love breads and I love sourdough bread. I just scoop up
Yep.
and
Yeah,
eat
no,
it.
this one, in some areas of France, when you have some broth left, you just take the broth, the little bit left over of the broth, put it back in the pan, and add some red wine or white wine on it, and then here we go.
Lovely. Oh my God. Can we see that dish again? Can we see that dish again?
Absolutely. Let me up. There you go.
Oh my God, that looks
Wow.
gorgeous.
Wow.
That really
Wow.
Again,
Wow.
Wow.
this is
Wow.
the cabbage. This is the cabbage and parsnip, carrot. This is prime rib, basically soft prime rib, carrot again,
okay.
and then potato, steamed potato.
Wow.
Wow.
And
This is all,
that
this is
dish,
all
that dish.
locally sourced, by the way, except unfortunately for the beef. The beef is from Australia. I am still looking for a local beef supplier.
In Malaysia. Yeah, because I keep hearing I keep hearing that there is some sort of a supply chain problem in Malaysia because ingredients are available, but then somehow the chefs that I've been speaking to or speaking with keep telling me that sometimes there is a shortage of good quality produce. Is that correct? Would you agree with that?
I shall not comment because we're getting into politics there.
All right. On that note, I have a friend from Bangladesh who's just logged in. Faisal, Faisal says hello all, greetings from Bangladesh,
Hi.
because he's got so excited about the kind of Malaysian food that we keep showcasing. He's a fan who keeps reading so much of my work on my website. By the way, to friends joining in onto our show. There is a review of Antoine's food on my website www.etheldacosta.com. Please log on to that. Find out 29 foods and just read. I think it's beautiful. That is also there on my in my book as well in the Stiletto Foodie. Thank you, Faisal, for joining in. Thank you, really. You've been such a huge support, to everything that happens with us and with what I do. So thank you. And cheers to Bangladesh for representing itself tonight here. Right, which brings us to Christine. To Christine. By the
Yeah.
way, Antoine, that dish can feed how many people?
Okay, so this setting is our fine dining setting. So it usually comes at the end of it's usually the main dish, but before they've had that, before
Mhm.
our guests have that, they've had 6 previous dishes. So
Okay.
we keep it small. All right.
Okay. All
This
right.
one is
Yes.
the small portion. It's a gastro. It's the tester portion. All our dishes are individual, but this is probably it's double than what you see on the plate here. Usually, an individual portion is double of what you see here,
Okay.
and we sell it either ready to eat, or vacuum packed. You can freeze it and eat it for later,
All
and
right.
we sell it for basically 43 ringgit.
Okay. Yeah. That looks a lot of like a lot of work has gone into. We have another Facebook friend fan saying Antoine's cooking is amazing. I've lived in Paris for 3 years and his dishes are the best French cooking I've had.
Yay.
Yay! So blessed to have access to food like this in Malaysia. I second it and I completely vouch for his food. So, Anton, cheers to you. You have a team, I think, rooting here for you.
Yeah,
Well done.
they've been paid quite heftily.
Well done. The food speaks for itself, right? Food speaks for itself,
Yeah.
and fans follow. Fans follow. Which brings us
Mm.
to Christine. So, Christine, let's
Yeah,
go on to you. Correct. So,
yeah,
I'm going to show the two good looking, and I've already eaten, had a taste of it. So I'm already saying cheesecakes. If you can see here, there are two different ones. Correct.
yeah.
And for me, this one was quite a revelation. Can you tell us what it's all about, and and take us to the cheesecake journey?
It's the one you're holding it is one of the flavor is the original type,
Okay,
original cheesecake. The another type was the biscuit lotus.
this one.
Yeah.
This is really
Yes.
yum. Yeah, this is really yum. I
Yeah.
have to like resist and
You're
come
not
to.
gonna eat it. You're not gonna eat it in front of us. Oh, you are. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you
Mm.
are. I was about to say that, man. Oh, you are. Oh.
I saved it for the show. So that is good self-discipline. This is really
I
good.
haven't had. I haven't had dinner. I'm still waiting.
This is really good. Really, really good. Yeah, Christine,
Yeah, it's actually
more about it.
creamy and smooth in the middle of the cheesecake part. Yeah, which
Yes.
is most of my customers love it. Which
Mm-hmm.
when they cut it into the middle part, there is
Yes,
like lava type will flow out of the
correct.
cheese batter itself. Yeah. So when
That's
it
right.
chilled overnight, it will taste more better, taste more
Mm,
better, delicious. Yeah, as the texture is like smooth and creamy. Yeah, this is the most popular uh, flavors which my customers will have repeating orders. Yeah.
okay. So last night, I cut a small piece of it because I said I couldn't resist it. I said I will keep major chunk for the show, and I sat up till around, I think, 12 o'clock watching a Malaysian movie. I couldn't understand head nor tail, but suddenly everything started making sense. I think it was the cake. I think it was the dessert, right? And I said, I don't know what you are saying, who is fighting with whom, but this thing tastes damn good.
Special cheesecake.
That's a cheesecake. And
Yeah.
and you send me these today. So Christine's
Yeah.
agenda is to make sure that I put on at least 2 kilos in Labuan, because she's been feeding me these awesome desserts in the past, I think couple of days. So yeah, tell me about this because I also wolfed down one just before the show, and I found it very very different because as
The
you
texture.
yes, the texture, and I think there's also like a gradation, of taste as you dig down deeper, right? So as the fox
Yeah.
scoops it up, different kind
Yeah.
of flavors that kind of that I tasted. Tell us more about the chocolate
This
chip.
is mochi chocolate brownies.
Okay.
Yeah, mochi it's made of glutinous flour, which is not
Ah,
like those cake flour. This is mochi type, which is the texture will be more to spongy instead of
yes,
cupcake type. Yeah.
correct.
In the middle of it, when you forks into it, they will have the chocolate lava melted
Exactly,
out. Yeah,
exactly. And
it will be taste excellent when it's served hot.
oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Because as I said, right, when I ate one,
yeah,
and as I went through it, I could make out that the taste also kind of changed and varied down. Is this
yeah,
very popular with your
yeah,
clients?
yeah. Most of it, the kids will be very love it.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
think it makes for such lovely tea time snacking.
yeah. Even the adults or the elderly also keep repeating orders for this. Yeah, for tea time or for the kids' breakfast to school for their
Okay,
breakfast. Yeah,
good. Good
easy
for
for
you.
them to
Good
bring.
for you.
Yeah,
Yes, good for you, Christine. Well, I must also share with you, that I've never been a dessert person in my life ever. I've always had a sour tooth, and I landed in Malaysia. Malaysia, I should say, seduced me completely, and I've become such a dessert fan. I can't do without dessert now, and I keep telling myself, every time I do like a 6 months sugar test to make sure, please, 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 let everything be just yeah, because my body is not used to sugar. I've completely stopped sugar, but you don't know if the desserts are getting into the system. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've
Yeah.
become a huge dessert fan in Malaysia. So in a way, I guess it's good. Sometimes I have to keep
Yeah.
watching my waistline, but no complaints. No complaints
One
at
of the
all.
specialty of my baking was um less sweet, which I modify from the original recipe itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So most of the customers, their comment was the sweetness level, it's very good. Yeah, not too sweet and not tasteless like that. Yeah. So
Have
it's
you
suitable for the elderly as well.
okay. Have you
Yeah.
managed to find a substitute for sugar?
You.
Mm, eventually no, because baking for desserts, sugar is one of the must item, I should say.
Yes.
Yeah. Without
Yes.
a little bit of sugar, then it will affect the taste itself. Yeah. So a
Yes.
little bit of sugar must have lah. Should be fine.
I know,
Yeah.
and I think we all agree that a little bit of sugar in Malaysia means a lot of sugar.
Yeah, when you say teh tarik kurang manis, they just whack it in, man.
You tell me
Yeah.
about it. Tell me about it.
True.
And even when you tell them I do not want sugar in my teh tarik, there will still be sugar in the
They
teh tarik.
just whack in lah.
Yeah.
It's as simple as as simple as it is. So somebody a fan just got in here saying that cheesecake lover here too. Woot. To
Yay.
Christine, got to taste Christine's cake today, and it was to die for. Loving it. That's awesome, Christine. That is really good. Good for you.
Wow. Thank you.
Good for you. See, so I'm so
Yeah.
glad. I'm so glad, and we all agree that food. I say food should be a bargaining tool for world peace. As simple as that. You know, you get everyone on a dining table, and you discuss all world changing policies over food. What do you say, Anton? Right? It's
Yeah,
so far guaranteed to world peace.
absolutely. I can only I can
Yeah.
only vouch for that.
Yes, correct. And because food tells you stories about where people come from, food tells you stories about where what their own life experiences have been, their tradition, their culture, their languages, everything that they know about themselves, right?
You know,
Is all spoken through food.
absolutely. If I may, if you allow me,
Right.
it's really, you have no idea how happy I am to see Mark here tonight, actually.
Antoine.
Sorry, Christine. Sorry, it's just that we haven't met yet. But
You
Mark,
guys have history.
Yeah.
You guys have history, I've heard.
I've met Mark because he was serving me drinks, basically. You have an amazing mixologist in the
Yes.
house.
Yes. I
And,
was going to say that. I was going to say
Oh,
that.
yo, thank you.
and little did I know that he was also an amazing chef, So it's brilliant. And the one thing that brings people together, no matter who they are, where they're from, or whatever, it's food. And you
It,
talk about food, and especially in Malaysia. Malaysia and France, it's a bit the same. Like, we having
Yeah.
lunch, we talk about what we're having for dinner. So it's lovely. I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. And the fact is, in Malaysia, I mean, I know it sounds like a cliche now, but it's been said so many times, but it's actually the truth. I haven't found a country, I haven't found an environment where you can have Indian food for breakfast, Chinese food for dinner, and then
right.
but when I say Indian food, it's actually wrong, because you can have Malayali food, you can have Punjabi food, you can have Southern food. I mean, it's so different. And then when
Yes.
you talk about Malaysian food, you go to Kelantan, you go to Johor, you go Penang. I mean, I'll take the example of laksa. You go to Penang, or to Sarawak or to Johor, the laksa is completely different, and it's called laksa. And
Yes.
that's what I love. It is. I've been here for 18 years, and every week I'm amazed by a new dish that I discover, and that is, it's amazing. It's brilliant. I love it. I will never find that anywhere else in the world. That's one thing.
Yes. So you mentioned India, Antoine. I think India is like almost is also like Malaysia, a culinary giant in its own strength. It's 32 states, 32 states, 32 different cuisines, and then you have sub cuisines in between it. Correct? You go to Goa, you have the entire
Yeah,
Portuguese influence. You come to Maharashtra, you have all the Maharashtrian Mumbai dishes, which is like so different each thing from the other. You move up north to
absolutely.
Delhi, to Rajasthan, to Jaipur, to Gujarat. The cuisine is mind-blowingly amazing. It's as I said, no, it's a culinary giant, right? Everybody understands India from its food. The same way I feel is the Malaysia story as well. Nobody
Yeah,
knows
that's
Malaysia as well as the food, right? As its language spoken, or its introduction to who the country is all about. um, I can see a lot of French food revolution also in Malaysia, and I was completely surprised because I never imagined. I said, what is French food doing in Malaysia? But it's such a strong, French sensibility, and French restaurants,
but
big,
then again,
small, high end.
yeah, but then again, I agree with you, Ethel. But then again, it's the same thing. When you talk about French food, what are we talking about? So France, sorry, is a small country. It's
Yes,
about 1,000 kilometers from extreme north to extreme south, and then about 500 kilometers from east to west. But
correct.
the variety, the array of different food that you get in such a small country. You go in the south, it's Mediterranean, but that's about the Mediterranean. If you go on the Atlantic coast, it's a total
Hmm,
different diet. You go in the north, it's different. I mean, I come from Normandy. If you don't cook with butter or with cream, it's not
right.
Norman food. And then you have
Yes.
the Alps. It's crazy. It's mental.
Yes, correct. So I must mention here that some years back, when I was in Cannes, I was representing Goa at the Cannes Film Festival. That was
Wow.
an experience by itself. I was in France for 20 days, and we traveled between Paris, Cannes, Monaco, and
Yeah.
I kind of tried the food in all the three different regions because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And I was like almost on the verge of saying, can somebody adopt me here for some time so I can kind of live here for some time, check out all the different types of cheese and the bread, because I think France is such a strong bread culture as well, besides the wine. Everyone, French wine is known,
That's
but
what
it,
we
it
try
was
to do.
it
That's
was a
sorry.
discussion.
That's what we try to do with our private dinings. Actually, it's a this testing menu that I mentioned earlier. We take
Yes.
our guests on a culinary journey. So we go around France according to their taste and allergies or diet restrictions or whatever. But
Yes.
we go from the north to the south, and so we try in basically 7 dishes. We try to make people discover
Hmm.
the wide variety that French food has to offer. And it's only in 7 dishes, so it's a little bit limited, unfortunately.
Yes, but which I think is fine because it lets people actually savor, savor the dishes, and you can also tell. Food is all about storytelling at the same time too. So
Yes,
one of our friends online is saying this is superb. Here's to world peace and peace food. I completely agree. See, we get it. We get it. I think we have to strongly take this message out, saying that food for world peace, and that's about it. Another fan is saying, agree. This is for Christine. The lotus cheesecake is apparently your
Nice.
style is good. Is good. It's strong. Strongly agreed upon and recommended. Another fan is also saying, I totally agree that food is a great bargaining tool for world peace. See, we have common consensus, which is great. It's absolutely great. Great. So Christine, have you ever tried, besides desserts and doing what you're doing, on does Labuan have a food signature? What would be the most popular dish in Labuan?
Sorry, come again.
What would be the most popular dish in Labuan? You live in Labuan. What is the most popular
What's
local
the
dish?
most popular dish? Okay, for me, I would say I would love the nasi lemak the most.
Okay.
Yeah, nasi lemak for the it's a tradition like breakfast for the Muslim.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that but I think the nasi lemak is traditional across Malaysia, correct? Not just Labuan. Also, what I've noticed, because I keep doing, the food runs, uh, pork is quite a popular dish in Labuan, and it's cooked in different kind of, different ways, right from the sweet and sour to roast to fried. So, as I
The quite
said,
popular dish.
yeah, it's quite popular. So I am certain that I'm going back to Kuala Lumpur with at least
Mm.
2 inches on me and maybe 2 kilos on me extra, and then get into some sort
Yeah.
of diet and and yeah, and kind of just get rid of it all. So this is great. This is really great. We have three fabulous talent here from different parts of so from Malaysia, then from I think from Sabah you said, right, Christine? And then we have Antoine bringing his sensibility of French food into Malaysia. Um, where do you see your own personal journeys going from here forwards, Mark?
Wow, that's actually quite a tough question. I mean, we do not know where is this going to end, meaning to be, where is this lockdown going to go? I mean, as of yesterday, I was actually communicating with the owner of Dave's Deli, the owner, Darren Chin.
Okay.
No, David Chin, which is the owner. The son is Darren Chin, who owns the fine dining restaurant in Taman Tun. So I said, hey, boss, how's things and everything? So today he ordered, say, Mark, I I support you 2 packs for your Friday thing and everything. So yeah, so I said, boss, so how's things? No, Mark, apparently they said Friday is going to open for dining, and which is today.
Mm-hmm. We're not too sure. Yeah, I think there's a lot
And
of
yeah, so nothing happened. And then I was talking to my other friends too. They said, hey, Mark, you know what? If you're going to continue this ballman curry,
right.
um, once dining opens, don't you think it's going to be very difficult for you because everyone's going to come out and dine? I said, so when is this happen to be? And what's the forecast?
Right.
Oh, next month, August 15th. So I said, are these numbers and dates that we are plucking out, or are these statistics, or how?
Correct. But
So
but
no one.
do you see Ballman Curries continuing as a home-based enterprise?
Oh, definitely, because I have some few friends. I mean, we're only 3 weeks old.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Uh, I have a few friends who actually wanna. One is they wanna collaborate.
Okay.
Number two, one of my friend actually wants to invest. So I do not know what to do. Yeah, I mean, I'm just overwhelmed. Yeah, even today, Ethel. Once again,
Yeah.
I mean, wow, thank you. I mean, we Bomb and Curries feel very honored and very thankful. Yeah.
Thank you. Most welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. We have some.
So if
We
you
have some.
ask, yeah, if you ask me that, Ethel, I mean, yeah, once again, it's a great question. I mean, yes, definitely, I want to build Bomb and Curries forward. I want to bring this brand, which is started from zero,
Right.
to somewhere. Yeah.
Correct. So you are a one-man show completely, aren't you?
Uh,
Like.
in terms of cooking, yes, my younger brother, I give you a shout out, which Antoine knows him, Luke.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So Luke, my younger brother, who's actually helping me out in certain stuff that needs to be done. As you know, Ethel, I mean, you are also Goan Portuguese in a way. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Yeah. So a lot of our food is. I mean, we do respect Antoine, we do respect Christine. and to other cuisine. Most of the Goan Portuguese cuisine is all from our rempah, means the curry paste, are actually
Mm-hmm.
made from scratch. Yeah, from the grinding to everything, right? So that's a sort of work in terms from scratch. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, it's yeah, it's a one man show, and my younger brother is helping me.
See, but we have such lovely feedback coming, from friends who have logged in. Somebody saying Michelin star restaurants in Malaysia are so global. All the best to everyone. There's also a comment on Mark on your dish as well. The soup ikan, most popular dish here, Ethel. They're also kind of telling me because I'm a sponge. I am soaking information, experiences everywhere as I go, and this is all such great learning for me as well. Another friend is saying, agreed. Food brings people together. Food is unity. Yes, I completely agree. Uh, you
Totally
know, and
agree.
and I think all the Malaysia stories that go out are beautiful stories of food, right? That needs to kind of be spoken more and more for. So we need more ambassadors from Malaysia talking to people out of Malaysia what it's all about. So yes, so you're looking at the at your enterprise being something which will be home driven for some time,
Yeah.
right?
Italy, if you don't mind me sharing, right? So I also do a small collaboration with one of my friends. If you can see this brand here, this is actually dried prawn sambal.
Okay,
So it's actually bottled like this.
all right.
Can you hold on here? Can you see it?
Can you see it clearly? Okay, all right. Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
That's
So
nice.
these are actually what we are selling at. Is actually 25 a bottle, which we don't use any oil and everything. So it's by
Hmm.
another Portuguese name called Loy, Lowe, Loy.
All right. And it
Okay.
is sold with Ballman curries. It's available with you.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So together, so I'm collaborating with him.
Okay, all right. And
Yeah. So this.
to friends who have logged in here, we will drop each one's social media handles and contacts, so you can connect with them offline and figure out, maybe order their food, you know, taste what they have, what they cook from their hearts and souls, and figure out, how we can all support um, the local enterprise. So I keep saying I'm very vocal for local. I've always been, and it is my give back as well to Malaysia's generosity to me personally, because I found such love and such kinship and a huge learning experience for myself. So by default, I'm also kind of saying, hey, we are all ambassadors, correct? I'm an ambassador for India, I'm an ambassador for Goa, and I look at myself as an ambassador for Malaysia to the rest of the world. So thank you, Malaysia, for giving me the platform to do and to say, to feel, what comes completely from my heart in support to this beautiful country and her people. I think Antoine's Pate is a bestseller. I think I hear everyone singing, the hosannas to it, and I think that's how it all started off. So, Antoine, do you have anything that is new that is going out from your kitchen?
Yes, I tell you what, I'm doing some real R&D in a field that I'm not very used to.
Okay.
It's vegetarian.
Oh, that is
Oh,
new. That is
Yes,
completely new.
because vegetarian is not something that goes very well with French cuisine. But we've had
Right.
so many inquiries about people asking
Yeah.
me about the vegetarian options and all that, that I've realized that I need to do something with it. I need to do something about it. So
Correct.
that's what I'm doing as well. That's what I'm researching at the moment. There are so many options, but it's
Hmm.
just that I never explored them. So
Correct.
uh, I'm looking into it. I'm looking into that, and as Mark said, I'm looking forward to reopening, to getting back to a proper
To the
normal,
action. To the
so-called
action.
normal
To the action.
lifestyle, we open our dinings and all this because
Yeah.
for me, I mean, I
Yes,
love. Don't get me wrong, I love cooking and delivering. I mean, but I think delivering, with the delivery, you lose a little bit of the quality of the food. You lose a bit of the essence, And I love
right.
sharing. I love,
Absolutely
I love, I love the experience. I love sharing with people. I love talking to people, as you can
correct.
see.
Yeah.
And so,
The
so
storytellers.
I'm looking
We're all
forward. I'm
storytellers.
looking forward to going back to reopening our private dining. Yeah, definitely.
Correct. So everybody heard it for the first time on the Stiletto Foodie show that Antoine is doing R&D on something that is vegetarian, which is very very different.
No, no,
It's
not something. A full-on menu.
Full on
full
different for a
food.
French,
Oh my God!
for a
Okay,
French to do that.
yeah,
Antoine.
I thought just a dish. Go for it, Antoine. Yeah, and we'll all come. Christine included. We'll fly from Labuan to
For
Kuala Lumpur
sure. I think
just
that'd
to
be
have a
awesome.
sit. Yeah, that'd be
Ethel,
awesome.
Ethel, Ethel, we never know, yeah, we never know. Sorry, yeah, sorry, yeah. We never know. Maybe we can do a collab, yeah, with Antoine, myself, and Christine.
You heard it for the first time on the Stiletto Foodie show. There you go. Boom.
Yeah, the
Another
first
one.
time ever, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
First
like,
time ever.
Yeah.
That's why I'm very grateful. I mean, I think we are all grateful. Ethel, thank
Yeah.
you once again.
you're most
Yeah,
welcome.
true.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And as I said, food is our superpower. You are passionate. Antoine is passionate. Christine is passionate. I have
Definitely.
rediscovered my own soul with food, and that's what even my book is all about. It is such a
Great.
spiritual journey for me. So
Yeah.
food is passion for me. Food is passion. What does
Great.
it mean to you, Christine? What does what you do mean to you?
Um, Sorry, come again. My
What
line is
what
not so good.
what does what you do mean to you? Where does it come from?
Where does it come from? Because baking is my, can say, one of my hobbies, which I
Okay.
started during my secondary school time. Yeah, I used
All
to
right.
started to bake some cakes and desserts.
Okay.
Then after that, I went to my higher education level. Then I got no time. After that, after I graduated, then I started to explore into it again, which I just watched some videos in YouTube's, which I self-learned.
So
Yeah,
you've
and brings.
rediscovered it. You've rediscovered it all over again, is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yes, true, true.
What does it mean to Mark? What does
Yeah.
it mean to Mark? What do you do? What does it mean to you, Mark?
To
Mm,
me, it's actually my passion. I love cooking actually. To me, like what Antoine, I will definitely. I mean, yeah, wow, Antoine, that was this great what you mentioned earlier. I mean, when I woke, I mean, whenever we wake up in the morning, when we were kids, I mean, it's that aroma that I wake up. I'm like, wow, this is so good, wow, I mean, when I walk into the house, I even asked my younger brother or even my family, my mom, I said, do you smell the curry when you walk in? They go like,
Yes,
yes, I do. So I said, okay. Then my neighbor, which is downstairs, I mean, I live in an apartment, they come knocking to my door, hey, what you cooking, yeah?
right.
So I'm like, oh, so that inspires me actually.
Wow. We have someone from Goa saying greetings from Goa, India. Yes. Hi. Hello to everyone in Goa, my hometown. My hometown.
Yeah.
So happy to have friends logging in from Goa as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anton, over to you. If somebody took your gift of cooking away from you, what would happen to you?
I'll
Antoine will
be.
drink with me at Sid's lah.
To be honest with you,
and
I mean,
rugby and rugby.
I tell you what, it's been the question that I've been asking myself for a couple of months, what to do with 29 now,
Hmm.
because it started at something that we feel a void, literally,
Yeah.
Right.
because we I didn't know what to do, MCO was like first ECO, the time where we were like literally stuck at home and not allowed to go out or anything. I don't know if you remember that, but that was like really, really, really strong.
Hmm. Hmm.
And now I've reached the point where 29 has we have. I mean, I can guarantee you that I would carry on with 29. That is because I found my passion. I found
Yes.
I found my calling. Literally, it is something that I would have never imagined before. Actually, it's actually
Yes.
not true. So about 20 years ago, my dad told me, "Why don't you open a restaurant? Why don't you open a restaurant?" And the next one who told me that to make a living out of my cooking was my wife, was Michelle. And
Mm,
this is where I see it. So there's a lot of things going on there because there's a lot of connections, there's a lot of memories, there's a lot of
correct. All
it's a
comes
little bit
together.
more than to the cooking. And
It all comes together.
cooking for people and sharing with people is obviously the essence of everything.
Correct.
So I can't wait. I really, really cannot wait to get back to our dinings, to our lunches, because this is the essence of 29. And if there's a future with it, and I know there is, well, we'll explore it. And I'll make sure it is. We'll make sure it is successful. Definitely. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Awesome. This I had a great time speaking to all three of you. I'm going to say thank you again for making the time to to come on board and be part of the debut show of the Stiletto Foodie, which is having audiences right now from Goa, India, from Bangladesh, from Malaysia, and I'm so happy that to kind of see such an audience that is coming together to talk about food, to share each one's experiences and passions. For me, food is a very spiritual journey, and and I think that's how all my six senses come together to kind of to sit at the table with me when I sit down to enjoy a meal. So thank you everyone. Mark,
Thank
you have to suggest what cocktail goes best with the dish that you just presented to us, because you're
Oh,
the cocktail guy. You're the cocktail guy actually.
okay. Okay. If it's, yeah, it's wow. Wow. Okay. I'm a very impromptu guy. Yeah. So if it's a
Please,
seafood thing, whereas if it's
Mark, stop it. You world champion.
so yeah. So what I'll pair with this will definitely be a gin based drink, but it's got to be with coriander, large amount of coriander,
Mhm.
and I would say I wouldn't use once again no sugar. I would use maybe I would say what's the other thing that I like to actually change sugar to agave.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Nice.
fresh lemon juice, and instead of using egg white, I use aquafaba.
Okay.
So aquafaba is actually from chickpea,
All right.
so which actually creates a very natural foam, and a dash of cucumber syrup.
And what would you call it? What would
Mm.
you call the cocktail?
Goa's delight.
Let's see.
Ethel.
So we have a new
Ethel.
recipe too. We have a new recipe as well.
Wow.
Antoine, once his lockdown is done, we're gonna have this together.
Me included.
Ethan for sure. Christine, please fly down. Please fly down.
I tell you
Sure,
what.
sure.
Tell you what. If there was one more reason to open interstate travel, now I really want to go back to Labuan. Because
Yes.
the only time I went to Labuan was to play rugby, and obviously cakes were not on the menu.
Right.
Oh,
But now they are.
now we have
I
it.
want to go back to
Yeah,
Labuan.
we will come down. We'll come down. That's the reason. So me and Antoine will fly down.
The
Wow,
party.
welcome to Labuan.
Yes. The party begins with Ethel Da
Yeah.
Costa.
For sure. For sure. For sure.
And on that
For sure.
note, we've spent a lovely 60 minutes and above with you all, with everyone who's logged in and who will also watch this video offline when it's shared widely. Please share it very widely. Let's take this message out to everyone else who couldn't make the time today to join in, but would love to see it later on.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in,
Thank you.
for sharing your fabulous comments that are coming in to us, for your great words of encouragement. I am so excited to really do something really kind of, big out of the Stiletto Foodie show, and showcase much more, talent from different parts of Malaysia, India as well,
Of course.
and and put it out there that we are mooting food for world peace. So that's it. That's
Agree.
about it.
Agree.
Thank you very
Agree.
much.
Sure.
Agree.
Thank you, Antoine. Thank you,
Thank
Christine.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Friday. Like what Ballman Curries say. Happy
Yes.
Friday.
Friday. Yeah, right.
Take
All
care.
right. Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Take care. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Good night to everyone. Have a
Good
beautiful
Good
night.
night.
weekend at home, doing whatever that you're doing. And stay strong, stay
Yes.
safe, stay beautiful and awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye, Christine.